Welcome inside the W. Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Ron LaFay, joined alongside by Dennis Papadatos, head coach of the Hofstra wrestling team. Coach, let's look back to last weekend, EIWA tournaments. Just really walk us through that event.
It's a high stressful, high anxious, top quality event. I think the EIWA ended had 62 qualifiers, which is the second most in the country, behind the Big Ten. I mean, had 62 qualifiers. Whew. I remember when I wrestled at Hofstra, our conference got 13 to nationals. Now we have 63, so a lot of competition. It's hard to run away from good competition any day, but overall, a few guys wrestled real well. Some guys felt like we could have wrestled a little better. It probably was more of a positive than a negative, especially from the Harvard Brown weekend, which was, but the guys rebounded well, and that was the last weekend of the year, so the guys rebounded well. The guys definitely competed. Even the guys that lost competed. I felt like, we left some points on the table. We left some matches that I felt like we could have won, but not so much a bad taste in my mouth, if that makes sense. And I was really happy about the guys that did well. So we can do better. We will do better, but right now that's behind us, and we're focusing on the guys that we got to the national tournament. And, not the worst day of the season, not the best day of the season, but a productive day.
And you kind of just alluded to it right there, the national tournament coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend at MSG, hosted by Hofstra University, the NCAA championships. And Coach, sending two wrestlers there, Jamel Hudson, Mike Hughes. Mm-hmm. Really, where's the excitement level, though, for you and for those guys?
The excitement level for me is I got to be in check sometimes. And when you're doing things and you kind of look at the world and what's going on, and I try not to make it about me, but at the end of the day, your own perception of what's going on is always on you. But I started really thinking when I was really nervous. I've been talking to so many alumni and friends and supporters of the program the last few days, and they're so supportive. And last night I got to thinking. I said, as far as I know, I don't know of anyone else, and there may be one or two people. I'm the head coach of a university that's in my hometown where I wrestled that is hosting the national tournament in his backyard. I mean, I might be the only person that's ever had that. Maybe I don't know if John Smith was from Stillwater, Oklahoma when they hosted the national tournament, and you know what I mean? I don't know, but all I know is not too many people get the opportunity that I got, and I gotta be really happy about it. But I'm just not the kind of person that likes to be content, but at the end of the day, I'm so appreciative for the opportunity that Hofstra gives me, and the fact that I get to do something like that in my backyard for, representing the school that I represent. Whenever it's unbelievable in the world's most famous arena. I mean, you can't leave that to not be said, and I'm extremely excited about it, and I think so are the guys. So we're wrestling at Madison Square Garden. We're the host. We're wrestling there. You can't not get excited. Even if you don't love wrestling, you can't not get excited. So we're definitely excited, to put our best foot forward, and I'm just trying to take it all in and push other thoughts aside and focus in on our guys is what I'm trying to do. It's hard because it's an exciting time.
And let's just walk through the matches as well. As I mentioned, Jamel Hudson wrestling is going to be 141 against Anthony Ashnell from Rutgers. Lost to him last season, but really, what do you see in that match? And really, how do you like Jamel's chances in this bracket?
Well, I love Jamel's chances against anybody at any time. You know what I mean? Especially when he wants to compete, or when he's ready to compete. It's a better way to say it. Man, he can beat anybody. Anthony Ashnell is the Big Ten champion, which is in and itself hard to do. This guy has won national titles and haven't won Big Ten titles. So it's hard to do. He's a returning All-American. He's a sophomore. He's a 4-time undefeated New Jersey State champion, one of 2 ever. So he's been at the top, his whole career. But the good news is he's the 4 seed. The good news is they wrestled once. The last time they wrestled, albeit a year and a half ago, Jamel was beating him past the 6-minute mark in the match. And then, to the kid's credit, he stepped up in their home arena, stepped up, scored points, beat Jamel at the end, fair and square. But if I'm Jamel, I'm thinking, I've already wrestled with this kid. I don't care if it was a year and a half ago. I'm better too from a year and a half ago. The last time they wrestled, Jamel had more takedowns than he did, but we just got cradled to our back at the last minute. So, when you tell me you have to wrestle the Big Ten champ and the number 4 seed, there isn't a better person I'd rather have it, only because we've proven that we can wrestle with him. You know what I mean? Not to mean it's gonna be the same, and not to mean that he's not gonna come to wrestling, not to mean that he's not better from a year and a half ago. But I'm just saying, if you took all the things and put them in a box and told me the rest of the story, that is the best scenario of wrestling a Big Ten champ, number 4 seed, that I've ever heard of. So we're excited about it, to say the least.
And at 285, Mike Hughes against Max Westhull from Lehigh. Lost him in the semifinals of the EIWAs. He gets him in the first round again. So fresh in his mind, I'm sure. And really, how do you like Mike's chances in the bracket as well?
We love it. I think, like I said, same thing. We have expectations for both these guys. So, we're going to watch the match, which we kind of already have, and kind of Mike just wrestled the match just right now, in practice, getting ready. Jamel's doing it right now. And I imitated what we're going to do, what I want him to do against Wesel. So, we're going to make some changes, some small changes. In the third period, Mike wrestled the match much different, and I think at the end of the third period, he realized, man, excuse me, I gave him some silly points, I didn't approach it the way I want, and in the third period, I think Mike started realizing, I can wrestle with this kid. You know what I mean? So I think now we take that attitude and bring it in the first second of the match. It's a different cup of tea, and we'll make our game plan changes, and I think it's a winnable match. I think, to be honest, I think no matter who Mike wrestles, it's a winnable match because the kid's obviously very good. But EIWA champ, like Lehigh, well trained. So I like our chances very much so. I wasn't devastated when the draws came out. That I'll say. I was a little upset that he wasn't seeded, but it is what it is.
Again, Hofstra Wrestling off this weekend, back in action for the NCAA Championship at Madison Square Garden, hosted by Hofstra University next weekend. Dennis Papadatos, head coach of the Hofstra Wrestling team. Coach, thanks for your time.
I appreciate having me. Always fun. I'm glad to see you there when we're there. We're doing another one, I think, right before
I think live there. And then
live there. Perfect.
Thank you for watching the W. Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.